Hell's Gate.
Okay. Doug, our first show was, as I said earlier, one of our most popular, probably because people just seem to be so fascinated with the paranormal. Why do you think that this captures people's curiosity so much? Because it is so true? Because all the stories are so true that are associated with this place?
Well, let me say this.
I mean, this has lasted a long time that people
Right.
have talked about it
Right.
and visited it.
The book's all over the World Wide Web. The story's all over the World Wide Web. The book came out in 1993. It's still selling. It continues to sell today.
Right.
Because here's my reasoning for this. Not because I wrote the book, but because if you take the Amityville Horror, the police, the clergy, everyone involved said it was a hoax. Here, you have the police, numerous police officers,
numerous.
the clergy, you have psychics, you have customers, you have repair people that come in here that had nothing to do. The place is not open for business. There's no booze being served. And they're all saying it's true.
That have reports.
Right. Some of these people will not allow me to use their name for fear of ridicule. It took me a long time to get a lot of people to talk because they did not want to be made fun of. Is something here? Damn right there is.
And Doug, the part of our first show that frightened our viewers the most was the abandoned well in the basement that you spoke of earlier. I'd just like to know, is it still open? Because at that time you said you were sure that it was the portal to hell,
yes.
that the spirits exited and entered through that well. So I'm wondering if that's still open as far as you know.
It's still open. Bobby Mackey doesn't allow people to get around it. He keeps it locked up. However, when the show In Search Of was here from Fox Network, they brought in some of the top paranormal investigators in the world. Dr. William Roll is considered one of the top in the world. They brought in all their scientific equipment. They picked up movement down there, paranormal movement, all kind of activity. One of their meters broke, and they state that there is definitely some unseen force in this place, and it's strong, and that occurred at the well.
Doug, do you think that as long as this nightclub stands, that people will continue to experience the paranormal here? Do you think it will always last?
Well, as you know, a minister came in here, performed an exorcism on Carl Lawson, who lived upstairs. He blessed this building. I've seen Indian medicine men come in here. I've seen psychics come in here. I've seen ministers come in here. And they each performed their own ceremony. As far as I'm concerned, whatever's here is going to stay here. When I witnessed Carl Lawson go through the exorcism, the spirit of Alonzo Walling spoke through him, and he told the minister, he cursed the minister out like a dog, and told the minister that he was Alonzo Walling and that no one was going to run him out of here. He called him Man of God. He said, Man of God, you and nobody else will ever cast me out of here. This is my place. And it's my opinion he's here, and he's going to stay.
Doug, I know you can't stay very long with us today. Is there anything you'd like to add?
I think basically that people need to know that if you're interested in the paranormal, this is a place where the spirits handpick who they want to mess with. They handpick who they want to be seen by, who they want to harass, who they want to scare, who they want to befriend. If you have any kind of psychic ability, I'd invite you to come here and just spend some time here and see if you pick up on anything. But it is my opinion. I've never seen the ghost here. You know, I was a customer here for 2 years before I ever knew anything about this story, because Bobby Mackey's explicit instructions were to the help, you keep your mouth shut. If anybody finds out a ghost is on my property, or if there is such a thing, I'll lose business. He was afraid. Yes. The one other thing I do want to say before I end my conversation is Bobby Mackey will sit up here in front of the camera. I've seen him do it numerous times, and he'll tell you there's no such thing as ghosts. He doesn't believe in ghosts. But all his help can attest to the fact that Bobby Mackey will not step foot in this place by himself. And if he does, he knows somebody's coming right in the door behind him.
He's in and out.
Right.
You've just heard from Doug Hensley. Thank you, Doug.
You're welcome.
Well, Doug, we wondered if the well was open, and we are here in Bobby Mackey's nightclub's basement, and it looks like the well is still open, Doug.
Yes, it is. If you look down, you'll see the opening to the well right there.
What reports have taken place here in the basement, Doug? Anything in particular?
Well, this is supposed to be where Alonzo Wally spirits the wells and comes in and out. And also, there's been numerous reports of the rose perfume filling up this area. The rose perfume was worn by the dance hall girl Johanna that I spoke of earlier.
Very interesting. Thank you, Doug.
You're welcome.
Again, in the basement of Bobby Mackey's nightclub, and we are looking at the stairway to nowhere. Doug, can you explain this to us for our viewers?
Well, like you said, we're in the China room, and the well is to your left. And the stairway to nowhere, no one's ever been able to explain that. It's all original wood. The stairs lead up to the floor. There was never an opening there. No one can explain it.
Thank you, Doug.
You're welcome.
We are talking now with Rich Lawson. Welcome to the program, Rich.
Hi, Lana.
Rich frequents Bobby's club very often. I know we stopped one night just to see what it would be like to be at Bobby Mackey's at nighttime, and Rich was dancing. He's a great dancer. But more than that, Rich has had a very, very terrifying experience here at Bobby's. Give us a little history, Rich. How long you been coming to Bobby's, and then, of course, tell us what did happen to you here.
Well, Lana, I've been coming here to Bobby's for 12 years. And I've heard when I first came in here about hauntings and everything like that, and I thought it was a joke. I thought it was very funny because I was just amazed the first time I came here and I listened to Bobby sing. And I waited for him to come off on break off the bandstand, and I introduced myself to him and told him that I had been looking for someone like him as country music from heart that he is. And I mean, he can vouch that I introduced myself to him, Rich Lawson, to Bobby Mackey. And I stood beside him 100% about this ghost theory that they allegedly said that there was here, because I thought it was an insult to country music and to Bobby, his profession. And I backed him up 100,000%, and that it was slanderish in any way. Doug Hensley wrote the book Hell's Gate, and I was against Doug Hensley. I thought that was ridiculing Bobby's nightclub in country, because I was made fun of coming here. Oh yeah, you're going to Mackey's and you're going to dance with them goods. I said, hey, I'm going to dance her all over the dance floor if I get to her. And that's just what I am.
Just having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was making a big joke of it, because and Bobby sings country from his heart, and the man does sing country, and that's the way I dance. I know what's coming. I feel it, and people don't understand why I don't drink. I get a natural high on country music and dancing. I'm overwhelmed. My feet are tapping before I even walk in the door. And I had been coming here and had understood about this place being haunted, and Doug Hensley wanted to give me his book, and I just told him to keep it. I didn't want nothing to do with it whatsoever. And I came in one evening and went up to the bar and asked for a glass of water, because it was a little bit dry before I got ready for good dancing, and I had to use the restroom. And I walked into the men's restroom and used the restroom, was washing my hands, and I was all primed up. I'm just humming along because Bobby's getting the band was getting ready to play, and then Bobby was coming on. And the garbage can beside the wash basin just violently took off and slammed up against the partition wall of the commode. There's only one commode in the men's restroom. And I turned around very violently, defensively. There was no one in the bathroom, and there stood an apparition of a man in an old-time outfit and with a mustache, and it was handlebarred. And I'm just kind of astonished, just standing there, just...
How, when you say I saw an apparition, because you could see through him, because how do you know that it was an apparition and not a person?
Because I could not, it's not like you see on Walt Disney or something like that, you see through a
right,
ghost
you
or anything like that.
The ghost is transparent many
right.
times.
No, I mean, I could see him. I could see the image of the man, a clear visual image, but it was just not, it wasn't a solid.
You knew that it wasn't.
It was not a solid figure, like my hand is a solid figure.
Right.
Your hand.
Right.
We are solid figures. That person, that spirit, whatever you want to call it, was not a solid figure. It was just there, but it was not there. And it had the most evilest look in its face. And I'm just, you turn around and you just, what am I going to do?
Are you frightened?
Now or?
At that time.
I was shocked. I was shocked. I was very shocked on something you don't believe in. When you're a kid, you sit in graveyards at Halloween time wanting to see a ghost and everything. You don't see nothing. You get disappointed. It's something you never believe in. And that's something I never did believe in, is ghosts. And ghost is man's terminology of spirit. And, I'm a Baptist. I'm a Southern Baptist. I'm a Christian. And I'm saved. I believe in God. But when you're kids and stuff, you don't believe in ghosts or anything like that.
But now you're confronted in this restroom with a figure that you know is not a real person. So were you frightened?
I can't say frightened.
Astonished.
I was astonished. I was just shocked. It was just shocked. Just like, something you don't believe. It's like a good example. If you see an accident out on the road, you're like, oh my gosh.
Okay, so he's dressed in old-time clothes, and then what happens?
And the bathroom, like right now that we are in this nightclub, and it's it's cool in here. It's not warm at all, and it's the way this nightclub usually stays. But that bathroom got so intensely hot, it was worse than a sauna. I mean, it's like almost like a steam hot, and it just kept repeating these words, die game, G-A-M-E.
The man repeated,
yes.
Die game.
I just kept hearing this phrase, die game, die game. And I'm like, and I thought, well, I'm going to get out of this bathroom. And I got to the hallway of the bathroom and just got weak and just willed